everyone, and welcome to another Big Knicker Energy Podcast episode. Guys, I'm really excited, right? Because we have an incredible lady on here today who is going to talk all things mindset. Jenna, welcome to the podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. This is exciting.
I love this stuff. I'm so interested in this. Like, I literally want to ask you a million questions.
It's like so many. I've got them all written down ready for it.
You got that.
So, you are a subconscious coach.
Yep.
Tell me more.
Okay, so if you think of your brain as like an iceberg, you're only conscious, like the tip of the iceberg, the bit that's popping out of the sea is the bit that you're aware of, and everything that you do, think, feel is as a result of the iceberg underneath the sea. And so my job is to bring what you're not aware of to the surface, to your conscious awareness, so you can change it and do things more easily, more confidently, more like with less stress, with like, so you're, one of the ways that we make stuff so much harder than it needs to be is because we think it needs to be hard. So our brain will make this like complex thing, we will make this tiny thing really complex, and it just doesn't need to be that way. And so, but that's a limiting belief.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's my job to like spot the limiting beliefs and like bring them to the surface, dissolve them, make your life easier.
So you're like the little angel that we need on our shoulder to be like, hold on, do we need to be thinking that way?
Oh,
like,
yeah. And I can't switch it off either. Like, I see it,
So
and
good.
I like, yeah, it's something that's there all the time. And so I need to be aware of it, and obviously only coach when I have permission to.
I love that. And do you know what? I can 100% vouch that it works, because I have been coached by Jenna, and the changes that I made were so positive. Definitely through my mindset and realizing that I don't have to do everything all the time. I think like those few months, like everyone around me, my closest friends were like, you're like a different person. Like, what are you up to, Kirsty? And I was like, chilling in the garden. Yeah. They're like, are you okay? I was like, yeah. Do you know what? Yes. And that is when we launched the instructor training, and then we started pulling in instructors from across the UK, was when you were coaching me. And I just got to that place of like, the right people will find me. And I remember you saying that to me and using that and going, do you know what? Just use the right people will find me. And I still use it to this day.
Yeah.
So powerful.
Yeah.
It's incredible. I absolutely love it. You've got your own podcast too, right?
I do, yeah. Yeah, I've not done it for a while, but it's got like 130 odd episodes.
Amazing. Wow. And what's it called?
It's called Bigger Than You.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
People
and
can find it.
And the concept is bigger than you in the sense that like we all have a purpose that we are kind of supposed to find, and that's the purpose. Like that's what we're kind of, we come to this earth for this lifetime to do, to like live out, and it's of benefit to the world, to others. And it's always bigger than us, right? We are this like tiny human with this tiny human brain with all of this conditioning and like programming that makes us hold ourselves back, but actually we've all got this purpose and this mission that is like bigger than us. Yeah. And so the podcast is about like helping you become more aware, because you can't change what you're not aware of, and like get out of our own way basically, so that we can fulfill what we're here to do and like live a fulfilled life at the same time.
Yeah.
So yeah. I think so many women don't know what their purpose is or lose it.
Absolutely.
Especially like in midlife, once you become a mum. Like if I had to introduce myself, I'd be like, I'm Jess, I'm a mum.
Yeah.
That's my main purpose.
But that's, yeah.
But it's not. That's just part of me. But I think that's such a cool thing. Yeah. Like women don't even, well, I don't know where to start in finding my purpose. Like it's such a minefield. Like what do you
follow your joy, like you might already be living it, you just don't know it.
Well, I am now.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
But for a long time I didn't know, and it's like, I think that's great that you help people do that, to find, like dig into what it is that you're meant to be here for. I think that's lovely.
Definitely. And I think there's so many limiting beliefs we just don't realize that we have, right? So can you talk us through a technique that our listeners could use to start kind of becoming aware of those limiting beliefs and then shifting them?
Yes. Okay, so if you think of your brain, like the way, let's go back a bit. everything that we're experiencing in life is a reflection, it's a mirror of the beliefs, the unconscious beliefs that we hold. So, for example, like literally everything, the people that you spend time with, the habits that you have, the like even the amount of money you have in the bank, like literally everything is a reflection. It's mirroring back what beliefs we hold. And so we like, it's not like most people think that life is unfolding and we have to react to life unfolding, but actually it's the other way around. Everything is unfolding the way it is to reflect back to you what's going on internally. And so if you think, right, okay, I never have enough time for myself, well, there's a belief that is creating that reality. And it's more than likely something to do with not feeling worthy to have the time for myself because everybody needs me, or like my self-worth is tied to how much I can help people or how much I can get done. Like we're conditioned, and none of this is our fault, right? Like we are conditioned from day one, like when we go through the school system and we're parented by, most of us have got parents who haven't done healing because like we grew up, like it's only a thing now.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So as parents, we're undoing this stuff, we're learning about it and trying to parent and undoing this at the same time. So what we have to do then is like question everything, right? And from an empowering place, like you don't change anything by being in a victim mindset. Okay, so you gotta like, number one, have this perspective shift that life isn't happening to you, it's happening for you. Like every single thing happens and there's a lesson, a growth opportunity in it. You question from an empowered space, what's the lesson here? What am I being invited to learn? And the sooner you learn those lessons, the easier life gets. Because when you don't learn the lessons, your subconscious is manifesting a bigger lesson for you to finally fucking learn it, right? And so when you do learn it and you don't give your power away to your past or your upbringing or all the stuff you didn't have or how mum or dad got it wrong, like when you stop giving your power away to like, well, my life's the way it is because of X, Y, and Z. No, every single moment you have an opportunity to make a different decision. Doesn't matter what's happened in the past. We actually wake up every single day with a blank canvas, right, in our brain. The opportunity to do things in a new way, to think in a different way. Like, imagine, like, if you're in a shitty job and you're living for the weekend or you're living for that holiday that's in 6 months' time, like, that's not a great way to wake up and feel. But actually, if you were to, like, the minute you were awake in the morning, not even like opened your eyes yet, but you know when you just kind of come around from sleep and you're like, oh, it's a new day. Boom, that's when your subconscious programming hits and it's like, I got a shitty job, I'm fighting with my husband, my kid's really tough at the moment. Okay, so because of X, Y, and Z, I'm gonna have a really hard day today. And so you set this like decision in your mind, today's gonna be hard, right? But actually, that moment when you wake up and you're like aware that you're awake, you actually can play with your imagination. You can be like, right, okay, today is the day I'm going on holiday and I've looked forward to this holiday for a year and it's gonna be so good and I'm gonna have such a great time. Or like, it's my birthday. Or like, I've got something really that I'm looking forward to today. And that just shifts your energy because your brain can't tell the difference between real and imagination, right?
Which is incredible, isn't that?
Yeah.
I love that. Whenever I hear that, it just reminds me and I'm like, oh, just dream big.
Yeah. Dream big and like stop giving your power away to what you've, like, okay, you asked how can people help themselves? Notice what is the big thing in life that you're giving your power away to. Is that your past? Is that your lack of confidence? Is it your my husband doesn't do anything around the house? Like, what is the story that is the big thing in your life? And put yourself in this like position of extreme empowerment and be like, right, no, today I've had enough of this bullshit. I'm going to make a different decision. what can I think differently to help me be more empowered? What decision can I make? And your brain, like, especially if you've not done much of this work, your brain will instantly come in with a yeah, but. And you hear that yeah, but, and you question it. And you kind of, you get so in this zone of empowerment that you notice your own bullshit, your mental bullshit, and you don't let it have its power over you. All right, because it's just a story, a belief, a limiting belief is just a thought that you've thought over and over and over again, and it's hardwired. So yes, you might be listening to this and realize that you've got a little bit of a tide to turn here, but you can turn the tide. All it is a case of thinking something differently over and over again. So, or like if you've got a very negative inner critic, that's just hardwiring in your brain, right? Like, because you thought shitty thoughts over and over again, probably for decades. So it's hard wiring. Doesn't mean to say it's going to be like that forever. You get to catch it and change the thought. And it might not feel comfortable. It might not feel natural. It will take a lot of practice. But every time you do it, every time you think more kindly, you're building new neural pathways in your brain. And your brain is changing, but you've got a big balance, like, to tip here. So you've got to do a lot of work to make the positive inner voice take back control. And with time, it can happen. Like, I've jumped around loads and loads of different like possible scenarios, but it's all the same. Hardwiring. You are what you repeatedly do, and you are what you repeatedly think. That's hardwiring in the brain, but it's not permanent. It can change. So you just catch the thought, you think differently, you stop putting up with your own bullshit, you stop giving your power away to the past or whatever, and like know that things can change so quickly.
Absolutely. They so can. It's so powerful. And it's like when one thing goes wrong and then you say to yourself, I'm having a bad day.
Yeah.
You know,
no,
right?
Don't.
It's like, no, it's just switching that and going, do you know what? One thing happened for whatever, doesn't matter. Let it go, move on. And it's just, like you say, shifting that mindset, isn't it? It's changing.
Yeah. I love as well that it's something that's totally in your control. Like, your mindset is nobody else's business. Or isn't impacted by how much money you need to have a load of money to change your mindset. Is something you can just totally do.
Yeah.
But it is a big shift, isn't it? Because I think I don't know if it's the same for you too, but from a young age, it was kind of like, well, fate will decide, or you'll be where you're meant to be. And like, it was almost like a path was designed for me, and that was it. And then it was kind of like, well, you've put yourself in this situation, so now you need to deal with it. And they were the kind of languages and terminology around me, rather than, well, how can we shift this? Like, let's think about a better way.
It is such a bigger thing now, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, and it's crazy because manifesting and things like that have been around for decades, but like the older generation, there wasn't that self-help, that wasn't that looking at themselves, you know what I mean, and seeing about their thoughts. And I think the good thing about our generation is we're so much more open to learning and growing, and I think that's really powerful. And especially for anyone listening today, like, they're definitely going to be learning stuff from this, and I think that's so good that they're taking that time to listen to podcasts like this, to learn and grow.
Yeah. Two other things I'd say, like, because nobody knows this, and it's crazy that this isn't common knowledge, but like, your brain is wired for survival because of we're human beings and we needed to survive. Brain's not changed over like thousands and thousands of years, apart from our attention spans, but like, it's hardwired to spot danger and negative things. And so add on top of that our access to media, and add on top of that, like, the fact that news is like so heavily focused on the negative to keep us stuck in our stuck places, in the fearful mindset, in a fearful frequency. Like, add in all of that, and it just perpetuates this challenge to have good mental health, because nobody knows that our starting point is a brain that's designed to spot negative things and danger to keep us safe. We are wired for survival, not thriving. And so that's like, once we know that, we can do something about it. And it's about training your brain to spot the positive things and to spot like the glass half full attitude, like, and training, like turning the tide on this brain that will automatically think negative, think worst case scenario, think like, it's not going to happen for me, or all of that, right? No, you can like flood it with positivity and best case scenario thoughts and dreaming and all of that, because brain can't tell the difference. So if you dream big and you like don't get so attached to it and just think like amazing things happen every day, why not me kind of thing, like show me how good it can get kind of thing, all of this stuff, like your brain is like a computer, right? You are training it to look for, like I'll explain this, like the proper science behind this. Like in your brain you have something called a reticular activating system, which is like if you think your brain is catching, I don't know the actual stat, but like thousands and thousands and thousands of bits of information every single second, and it is filtering what it's getting, right? So right now I'm aware of, like my unconscious is aware of everything. It can hear the cars, it can hear the noises out there, it can hear the footsteps. Like I'm not consciously aware, but my unconscious is, and it's filtering what it's getting, everything through all of the senses, is filtering it all and deciding what's relevant, right? So if I have decided that I'm going to, I was going to say like find my dream man, but I'm already happily married, but like that's what came in. So for the
That's
listeners
what
out
Jess,
there,
that's what
like
Jess
me,
means.
yeah, okay, I knew it came in for a reason. I'm very intuitive. So like this is going to be for someone. Like imagine if like you've decided, right, I'm going to find my dream man. It's going to happen. Like I am so blessed and it's going to happen, right? You've decided that goes on this filtering system, this dashboard in your brain, and it gets your unconscious to make decisions that gets you to that point. It gets you to go to that bar a day later than you were originally going to go, because the man of your dreams is going to be there.
It's a bit scary, that is, though, isn't it?
Why don't you say that?
I don't know.
It's
I know, but
exciting.
I like to know what's happening.
But that, like, you've got to let go of control.
Yeah.
Then,
Yeah.
right?
I am a
Like,
control freak.
yeah, it's not serving you.
No, it's not at all.
But yeah, so your brain will get you to, so it's like programming a GPS. You don't get in your car and think, where am I going to go? Turn the engine, I'm just going to drive. Like, no, you always decide where you're going, whether you've got that, like, GPS, you program the GPS. I didn't know where this was today, so I programmed my GPS and I got it to take me here, right? That's how your brain works. If you don't decide what you want, you're just driving around the fucking car, like, going nowhere.
So it's almost like you need to know what your end point is,
Yeah,
where
you need
exactly
to
where you
decide
want to be,
what you
and then
want.
just trust your brain to take you there on the journey.
Yes, and spot your limiting beliefs, because if you've got limiting beliefs like, oh, nothing ever good happens to me, or like I'm unlucky, or if you've got limiting beliefs that don't serve you, or like I have to work extremely hard to the point where I will sacrifice my health or my relationships or whatever. If you've got a limiting belief that that's not serving you underneath, it will either make it much harder than it needs to be, or it will make it impossible.
Right, okay.
Because your unconscious will not allow you to manifest something that is not safe.
Yeah.
Right? You've got to have the capacity to hold that dream. Yeah. So you've got to, that's where the being conscious of your thoughts and your, like, what are the of courses, right? So for example, you go into the bathroom in the morning, you turn the tap on, there's nothing in your system that doubts whether the water's going to come through the tap. Like, luckily, because we're blessed, we trust that water's going to come out the tap. But, like, there are things in your nervous system and in all of our nervous systems that aren't an of course like that, right?
Yeah.
And that's the things to change. Notice what's not an of course. Right, like, and it's we're all a work in progress. I've come so far. Like, I actually had a moment of gratitude, like driving here today, because I'm driving somewhere I've never been before. I've not seen Kirsty or even really spoke to Kirsty in maybe nearly a year. I don't know. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
And like, have no idea like how this is going to go. But I was so calm and relaxed in my body. I was excited. But like a past version of me would have been nervous.
Yeah.
And would have been, well, probably, I'm the one that replied to an email last week to get this up and running. Like, it was supposed to happen. Don't know why it didn't, but divine timing, it happened today because I like followed a nudge and replied back to an email from you, like a
Generic
email, last week. So like,
So powerful.
you just like, what I want you to know is like, if you're listening to this and you're a really, what you would perceive as long way away from being the kind of person that could be that confident, it's baby steps, every single thing. Like every single day is an opportunity for you to show your nervous system that it's safe to do something that you would previously deem scary, right? Because growth happens at the edge of our comfort zone, and it's about getting comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah, absolutely. And realizing it, right? Realizing how far you've come.
Yeah.
It's huge, isn't it? Because when I look back, and I had like even 3 years ago, if I had seen where I am today, I would have been like, no way, there is no way on earth I would have been able to be there. But by just manifesting and knowing that's what I wanted and doing all these things and working on myself, doing coaching with you, like just stepping out of that kind of negative mindset of feeling like I wasn't good enough. When you get to those things, it's acknowledging it, you know, and it doesn't even have to be huge things, does it? Right? It's acknowledging like how far you've come, even the small things.
Yeah. And actually it's better to focus on the small things, because if you're training your brain to spot the small wins and the small moments to acknowledge and celebrate about yourself and how far you've come and how like the momentum that you're building and all of that, you are fine tuning your brain. Because if you're only like available for spotting like the big wins, that's the same as saying to your brain that it's only good enough if we jump this high. Like, and nobody goes from not being able to walk to being able to jump this high, right? So it's good. Like and that goes for where your brain is wired to be negative. It's part of turning the tide, spotting where you've tried, spotting where you've done something that you wouldn't have done yesterday. You know, spotting where you're not putting that thing off and you're just going for it, and you're not going to tell yourself a story that you're shit or something if it doesn't work out. Like, no, like that. This is one thing I will say is like the relationship you have with yourself is the most important one ever, right? Because the more positive that you can have, the more positive the relationship you have with yourself is, the more you're going to get a reflection of love back to you out here. Nobody can see in you what you don't see in yourself.
So true. I always say to people that you've got to be your number one fan, right?
Yeah.
Like I've got it when I'm thinking those, you know, self-sabotaging beliefs and things like that, when they come into my mind, I just say to myself, like, Kirsty, you've got to be your number one fan. Yeah. You're with yourself 24/7. Exactly. You got to back yourself, girl. Yeah. You know, like, come on, let's reframe those thoughts. Yeah. And I find that helps massively, for sure. Yeah. Come on, Jess.
I feel like my brain is like, woo!
Sorry.
No, but it's so good. Like, I think you always just assume that everyone's brains are different, and that some people are naturally really positive or some people are naturally really negative. So it's to find out that everybody's brains are wired to be instinctively looking for the negative in things. It just shows that absolutely anyone can change it round, can't they? Like, there's
absolutely,
you're not born in a certain way with your brain thinking that way.
Yeah.
It just takes a little shift, and that idea of waking up every day with like a clean page. I mean, Natasha Bedingfield said it, didn't she? The rest is still unwritten. Like, you know,
literally.
You can decide exactly what happens in the next part of your story and how you're going to feel about it. Yeah. You don't have to stay stuck in that. Yeah. This is what I am. This is who I am. This is where I am. This is what I'm doing and who I'm with. You can change whatever you need to do, can't you?
And your choices matter. Like, who you surround yourself with is so important. Like, if you want a life where you find it easy to go after your dreams and stuff, but you look around and everybody is like in their victim mindset, like, how's that going to happen? Like, make some choices, get in rooms where you're inspired, where you're activated, because that is so powerful for your nervous system, because it sees that it's safe, right? And so you expand. Like, I remember I came to this is before you hired me, wasn't it? Like, literally, I came to a dance class, a one-off workshop at Body Blossom, and it was amazing. And I just messaged Kirsty on Instagram the next day. Do you know this story?
No, she doesn't.
Yeah, one-off workshop. I bought my friend, it was her birthday present. And just the next morning, I just voice noted Kirsty because it was just so much fun. I loved it. And out of my comfort zone in terms of dance style. And messaged her to say thank you. And why am I saying this? There's a reason okay. And then she messaged back and she was like, oh my God, I've been looking for a business coach, and like, she hired me. But from that moment, like, if I look now, I've just done a dance show where I've been in like 7 dances on stage, and like, I grew up dancing, but then I just had this gap. And it's just I'm saying this for a reason. Oh yeah, who you surround yourself with, right? And it makes it safe in your nervous system. So I started going to like a dance fitness class, and then I did Body Blossom, but the distance was a little bit far for me to kind of come all the time. So I found a dance school in Bexhill, my hometown. And now I go like several times a week, and it's just, that thing you were saying earlier about like, oh, I'm just a mum, like that is something to kind of get rid of, because it's not going to harm your kids if you have, like, you don't have it because you do Body Blossom, but like you don't have it, so don't tell yourself a story you have it, right? Because you're more than just a mum. Like, I adore my kids, I waited years to have them, but like, I'm not just a mum, and I'm not just a business owner as well. Like a lot of business owners can fall into that trap where like they're just addicted to growing their business because of limiting beliefs, but like you can have the space outside to have something that's just for you. And for me, that's dance, and it's just like enriched my life in so many ways.
Love that.
So who you surround yourself with matters.
Hugely, definitely.
I think Body Blossom was a huge turning point for me, because so the day I handed my resignation in for teaching, I'd been a teacher for 17 years, was done with it, like totally done with it, was the day you put the advert out for an instructor. And I'd only been to 2 courses at Body Blossom, but it was my safe space. It became that space that I really looked forward to going to each week. And I was like, oh my God, imagine if that could be my job. Like, that is ridiculous. And then here you are.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
So you're actually doing so much of what I'm saying already. So
I know that this is
Acknowledge
not helping anybody that's listening, but I know what I need to work on is my relationship with myself, and then how that reflects against me, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I love the idea of like a clean page each day.
Yeah, it's so good. Something else I want to talk to you about, Jenna, I'm going to ask you about, is the power of meditation. Because I remember when we were doing the coaching, you created me that guided meditation. I still listen to it now. It's so good, so powerful. So can you tell our listeners sort of the meaning behind meditation, like why it is so powerful?
Okay, so your brain knows what you want, right? Like if you've decided what you want and you've got your big dreams, you've got your vision board and all of that. What meditating does is it quietens the noise, right? So that you can hear the guidance from your higher self or from God or whatever you want to call it. If you don't quieten the noise, it's like trying to hear your friend whispering to you in a room with 100 people who haven't seen each other in years and they're just catching up on life. Oh, and there's music blaring, right? So you're like, and you can't even see your friend to try and lip read. So you're like, I know there's something really important she needs to tell me. I ain't got a fucking chance to hear what she's saying. So meditating gets everybody out the room, turns the volume down, clears the path for your friend to come over to you and tell you nice and calmly what to do. So meditating, it opens a channel between you and your higher self or God or whatever to drop in the guidance. And if you have tried meditating before and you're like, oh no, it's not for me, try it again, because it takes practice to allow those thoughts to calm and settle. And it's got like a million different benefits in terms of like better health and loads of stuff. Like loads and loads of benefits. But what else was I going to say? Oh yeah, so when you meditate, you don't necessarily get the guidance there and then, but it opens that channel for stuff to drop in later in the day too. So I have been meditating more recently than I've done in probably months. And it's probably no coincidence that I saw one of your emails and just thought, oh, I'm gonna reply to that. And here we are today. Like magic unfolds, right? It really does. Magic unfolds. And you don't have to sit in silence, like you can like listen to meditations on YouTube. You have to pay money.
I find it so helpful doing the guided meditations. Otherwise, I just start thinking about work. Meditation, very powerful, and guided, especially good if you've got that kind of brain that easily busy brain stuff going on. It's quite nice, particularly when you're first starting out with meditation. It's quite nice to have that guide to take you along, and then you can sort of just build it up bit by bit, right?
I was gonna say something else. so growing up and in the school and stuff, we're taught to think, right? Think. You get the answer, you think about it. And so we're conditioned to expect to know answers with our conscious and our logic. We're never really taught that there's so much wisdom we're not taught to tap into. In fact, we're taught not to trust ourselves, like over and over again, right? So this is about reconnecting to your inner wisdom that you don't necessarily know is there until you cultivate this relationship with God or your higher self, whatever you want to call it. And also another really good thing is just have pockets of silence. You don't need to be meditating. You just need to be allowing yourself to be without like having earphones in your head or the TV on or the radio on or like just pockets of silence.
Yeah.
You get to know yourself better.
So true. And you just don't know what sort of thoughts and things come in. And I think as well, I quite like doing it when I'm walking the dogs, and I notice so much more around me. I try to be really mindful when I'm walking them. If I'm having that time away from my phone, not listening to podcasts or whatever, I do just try to like notice what's around me, you know, and I'll be like, oh, I didn't realize that was there, you know, as I'm doing a walk, or oh, I'm really grateful and for, you know, whatever's going on around me. And I think that's really powerful as well, is to just be mindful of what's around us and take gratitude in what's around us too.
Yeah.
It's good, isn't it?
I just want to go and sit on the beach now.
Do you know what I
Don't
mean?
talk to me.
Yeah, just want to sit down.
Give me the
Yes.
silence.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's so powerful. So what ones have I got else on here that I wanted to ask you? So you touched base a little bit on the hypnotherapy stuff. So
It's a bit it really is.
for our listeners who are completely new, do not really know what hypnotherapy is, please can you tell us a little bit more?
Yes. Okay, so hypnotherapy is a way to dissolve your limiting beliefs, and normally, like on a day-to-day basis, we have like high gates up to our unconscious mind to protect us, right? Because the brain that's wired for survival doesn't want to change, because any change presents a risk. And so it guards these beliefs that we have got, because it thinks that they're going to protect us, even if we're doing things that really don't serve us, like being shitty to ourselves. So we guard these beliefs, and it's hard to change them. What hypnotherapy does is allows the gates to open so that you can get access to the subconscious and clear the limiting beliefs. But you don't have to have hypnotherapy. You can access the subconscious twice a day. It's really, really powerful. So it's first thing in the morning, as soon as you wake up, the gates are open, right? Only for like a minute or so. So the minute you wake up, be intentional about your thinking, dream big, right? Think like what would be amazing to happen in the next sort of week or month or whatever, and just play. And also like, we don't, it's such a fine like balance of all of this, but like we don't want to get stuck thinking constantly about the future and wouldn't this be amazing. We also want to really like think and soak up what we already have. Like we've got kids, oh, they're so like perfect, and like we love them so much, and like you wake up in a house where you've got like clean clothes to put on and food in the fridge, and like what have you got? Because everything that you've got chose you, and you cannot change your life for better if you're not grateful for what you already have. Because
Absolutely.
why the fuck would the universe give you more if you're like, I don't have enough, like that's in a frequency of lack. It means you're going to attract more reasons to want stuff, as opposed to more reasons to have stuff land in your lap. Yeah. So we get more of what we are, not what we want. So yeah, I could go on for hours, but like we want to have this fine balance of like daydreaming, but also being so grateful for everything that we already have, and being conscious around our thoughts. And like if we're thinking something is a problem, like choosing to be like, would I be worried about this in 5 years' time? No? Okay, right, I'm not going to think about that now. I'm actually going to like play with my kids, or I'm going to watch them like jumping on the trampoline and like that pure joy in their face. Like let your kids inspire you. because they know how to be in the present moment. They know how to feel their feelings and then move on. And yeah, I get so much from my kids that it just teaches me to just be present. And I don't know, there's so much I could say, but
that's powerful, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's so powerful, you know, like one thing to just start doing that moment you wake up.
Oh yeah, and last thing at night.
Perfect.
Two times, first thing in the morning and last thing at night. Like you can, it depends how you're a sleeper. Like if you think that dreaming about something big is going to stop you from falling asleep, just get a mantra and just say that over in your mind. Thank you for whatever. Thank you for the amazing day I'm about to have, or thank you for the incredible surprises, or whatever, like one size fits all type statement that just allows surprises to drop in your lap.
I love that.
Me too. It's
That's
that thing
so
of the balance of gratitude and envy, isn't it? You can't be truly grateful if you're envious of the same thing. And kind of working out that balance. But I think gratitude is the biggest thing. I know I feel it, but I don't necessarily express it all the time. And that's something that I need to be more conscious of in those moments, I think, is being grateful for whatever the universe is going to bring me. Because I know that what it's brought me so far has been great.
Yes,
absolutely. Incredible.
So many little nuggets of joy. I love it.
I love it. What an episode, though. That
you
was
so
so
much.
good, Jenna. So tell
Can we
us,
do more of these?
absolutely. We'll have you on all the time. Tell our listeners, where can they find more details about you, what you're doing, what you're offering?
So they can. I've just started on TikTok.
Oh,
Loving
exciting!
TikTok, yeah.
Love that.
So they can, and like I am Jenna Holloway on any handle. So like Instagram mainly, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever. And I have a podcast, Bigger Than You, and yeah, well, my main audience is business owners. So I help business owners to achieve what they want without sacrifice. So like exactly everything that we've been talking about here, like I help them spot their limiting beliefs and achieve what they want faster, with more ease, with more joy. And yeah, because I see the limiting beliefs. So if you're a business owner and you want that, then like get in touch.
Love that. Thank you so much, Jenna, for coming on. That was absolutely amazing. And we will definitely have you back.
Oh, yay.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.